Hello, and welcome to the MOR Cast, the intersectionality of motherhood and entrepreneurship. I am your host, Shon-tay. This episode of the MOR Cast is entitled Just Ask. We all need to make requests from time to time. Sometimes requests are more challenging than others. Although we know we need the support, many of us are challenged because it's out of our comfort zones. Do you struggle with the ask? Just ask. Let's get into it. I launched my first digital show in the pandemic, which was somewhat of a challenge for me because in this venture, I had to ask for interviews. This was out of my comfort zone because I prefer not to ask. For a venture, someone says no. You must understand that I spent most of my life as an introvert. As a child, it was difficult for me to speak. Of course, I would speak individually, but I would never initiate a conversation or play, even if I wanted to. I struggled to speak to my teachers in grade school, and not just the stern ones, but even the ones that everyone loved. In the classroom, I hoped they would never call on me, even if I knew the right answers. For most of my life, when it came to public speaking, I battled with the what ifs in the back of my head. What if I make a mistake? What if it doesn't sound right? What if they don't accept what I say? What if? Today, I can have those public conversations, often without the voice playing in the back of my head. I can freely speak, making the switch seamlessly from the wallflower to being out front when necessary. But that came with courses, pep talks, and much prayer. Generally, I am more comfortable in my own zone. So when I started the show, I had to come out of my comfort zone and meet the challenge of securing one-on-one interviews, thus requiring the ask. This is a little different than before when I struggled with public speaking. Now I was being challenged privately. It was one-on-one, but I had to get that interview. It started out well because the first guests were people I knew, and there was a series of yeses. Although I wasn't selling anything or asking for money, I shortly began hearing no, maybe. And then there were those requests that were flat out ignored. The no's, the maybes, and the ignores began to affect me. But I persisted in my ask. As I proceeded, the what ifs returned. Instead of continuously mulling it over, though, asking, why did this person not accept the invitation? Or why did this person accept the invitation and not show up and then make an excuse? I persisted, but I found it challenging. Prior to the initial ask, I had properly vetted these individuals. This forced me to re-examine who my ideal guest would be, to refine my ask and embrace the fact that some people were just not interested, or possibly were introverts as well. Then I began to just ask again. Like playing catch, I just tossed it out there. I didn't expect too much. I didn't overthink it. I just continued to ask. I realized that for every 10 asks, I got 3 yeses, sometimes 4. The rest were no's, maybes, or no response at all. But I had to be okay with that and understand that not everyone was going to support what I'm doing. I began anticipating the no's, strategized against them, and continued working for the yeses. After a few months of asking, I became very successful at disregarding the no's, the ignores, and the maybes. I learned that generally the first response is the truest response. I learned to persevere despite the challenges because every new season, every new experience, and every new launch has a challenge or challenges attached to it. I'm comfortable with the ask today because the show is vital and my perseverance has led me to quite a few rewarding experiences. I'm no longer concerned about the ask. Whatever happens, I must continue to ask because if I don't ask, I will never get the yes. Instead, I would always be thinking about the what ifs. I had to retrain the introvert I grew up knowing so well, once again. The one who was not going to say it because it might, not going to do it because it might, not going to think it because it won't. I had to cast out the fear and the negativity that encapsulated me for so long in my youth and continuously plow through for the yes. I had to understand the yes would only come with persistence and not being persistent with the individuals that said maybe and really meant no, but with the individuals I had not encountered yet. The ones I would not encounter if I didn't persevere in the ask. So today, ladies, I'm encouraging you, whatever you're doing, continue to ask. Ask for what you want. Ask for support. Ask for it until you see or hear yes, because the yes will come, but only through perseverance. Ladies, just ask.
Need some encouragement? Tune in to Test and Testimonies Friday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time live on Instagram. Test and Testimonies will have you on the edge of your seat as you witness women sharing their trials and their triumphs. Test and Testimonies Friday nights on Instagram at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at Talk Like God. You won't be disappointed, but you will definitely be encouraged.
Ladies, you may not have had the exact same challenges that I have had, but are you embarking on something new, launching something different, or considering making a life change that requires support? If so, what do you need to ask for? As you ponder the project or life change, it will be 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, then a year. And you will be still thinking or saying, I could, I would, I should. If you consider it consistently, but never get out there and just say it or make that request, you won't do it. It's kind of like Nike said, just do it. Close your eyes and just say it. Hold your breath and just blurt it out. Whatever it is, you gotta just do it. Just ask. If you hear a no, ask again. If you hear a maybe, ask again. Don't let the no's and the maybes stop you. Ask again. Just ask because the yes will come. If you enjoyed this episode of the MOR Cast, please share it with someone else. Chat with me here or meet me on Twitter at the MOR Cast. And of course, all new supporters are welcome. Until next time.